Welcome to the first episode of Connecting the Dots. In this episode, we're going to define what Trimble Connect is and why we need it. Before we dive in though, I want you to think about a normal project you have. It's not a trick question. This project could be a small feature survey for a subdivision or a big multi-stage construction project. Doesn't really matter. Got it? Good. In that project, think about how many instruments, software packages, file types, paper printouts, and changes to the data are made from start to finish. Now, what about your team? And how many hours are spent on the project? How much time is spent travelling to and from site? How much rework is done to account for issues identified and changes? And how much effort is spent getting the data just to work? With all this considered, how many internal messages, phone calls, conversations in passing, emails that should have been a meeting, and meetings that could have been an email are needed to happen to get to the final product? Finally, think about what is produced. How has it been visualized throughout the project? How many silos of information do you end up with? And how is it presented to the end user? Lots of questions, I know, but in order to understand what Trimble Connect is, we need to really acknowledge the largely unspoken problem in our industry, which is that we have to create complex workflows costing time and effort to get to a final analog deliverable. I'm sure it's a great solution in the end and meets the needs of the customer, but does it really meet the vibrancy we strive for in the digital age and give you the confidence that you have had full control throughout the entire process? Now we understand the problem, we can unpack the deceptively simple question of what is Trimble Connect. At its core, Trimble Connect is a cloud-based common data environment for survey, construction, engineering, and geospatial projects. Everyone can use the desired workflows, packages, and formats to feed into one central location, offering an up-to-date single source of truth to store, view, analyze, and share all your project information from concept to completion and beyond. Now, I did say I would limit marketing jargon and buzzwords, and to be honest, this explanation sounds like it's only used for big data projects with lots of different data sources and 3D models. So let's think of it another way. Stripped back, a project consists of raw files being stored somewhere, like physical paper files, on hard drives, or cloud storage solutions, and the ability to visualize them, usually spread across a couple of specific packages, each with their own file requirements. Trimble Connect combines all this in one location. In Trimble Connect, the Explorer is your file storage and sharing side. Think of it like OneDrive or Dropbox and looks at the files themselves. The Viewer is what sets it apart to those other file storage platforms, as it looks at what these files represent. Here you can view and analyze the project documents and models right in your web browser. No transferring files or external software is required. In the end, the size of the project doesn't matter. Connect offers a storage house for all of your project data while giving you that ability to view and analyze the complete, current, single source of truth model. If that's not enough, licenses that come with subscriptions such as Trimble Business Center and Trimble Access have unlimited storage with them. Sure, I will admit, this is still a very simplified explanation of Trimble Connect, and to explain what it is for everyone specifically will take longer than we have in a single video. So instead, how about we ask a different question? What can it do for me? To do this, let's take a look at a couple of different day-to-day workflows that can be used in Trimble Connect. Let's say a field crew gets to site and they can't get access, so they need to move to a new job but don't have the information. Normally at this point, they need to return to the office, collect the data they need, then drive out to the new site. If we look at this workflow in Trimble Connect, someone in the office creates the project in Trimble Business Center and shares it to Connect. By the time the crews park at the new site, they just open Trimble Access and download everything straight to the controller. Control points, CAD, georeference PDFs, it's all there in the controller, ready to go. Okay, at this point, I want to stop and take a minute to talk about file names. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone here, we're all friends, and I'm making a purely hypothetical scenario up. But if you're by chance passing around USB drives or dealing with emails with file names like this, hear me out, as Connect will change your life by the fact it handles file versioning automatically. This ensures that everyone is working off the current version of the model with relevant file names. So in our scenario of the team driving to the job, if something needs to be edited and re-uploaded, it can have the same name and the version will simply be updated. Access will then just pull down the current version. When they're done, they push the newly collected data right back to Trimble Connect. The office can review the job, in the browser seeing all of the points and lines as processed against the FXL and catch any missed items or issues before the team gets in their vehicle. When ready, the data can be downloaded and worked on before the team even leaves the gate. As you're probably aware, Connect isn't just a pretty viewer of field data, it's a powerhouse for managing complex 3D constructible models as well. Here's another question. How many packages do you get your 3D models from? Tekla, SketchUp, Revit? In Trimble Connect, you can combine models from different authoring tools into one unified space. Imagine a structural engineer designing steel in Tekla and an MEP team routing plumbing in Revit. Instead of emailing massive files, they drop the models into Connect. In this example, let's also assume the data is on different datums, so when it's brought in, it doesn't match up. In Trimble Connect, this can be addressed by shifting the models directly in the cloud. The view can also be simplified here by turning off unnecessary layers in the models. The team can then run a quick clash check between the models and identify issues easily, seeing them in the designs instead of catching them on site. The engineer clicks the clash and creates a to-do at that exact 3D spot, then assigns it to the relevant team member who gets an alert. In Connect, they can open the to-do and it will take them directly to the elements involved in the model to assess the issue, which they can then fix in their own software and upload a rectified model. Connect instantly then updates the merged models and the to-do can be marked as rectified. Problem solved before a single hard hat hits the site. This means the whole time-consuming process of identifying the problem on site, calling engineers, cutting steel, refabricating and burning through the budget can be handled digitally before it's even constructed. Finally, Connect doesn't just handle CAD and BIM, it also handles reality capture from terrestrial scanners, LiDAR, photogrammetry and mobile mapping. This runs through the Trimble Reality Capture Platform Service, or Tricept, which strips away the need to transfer massive files or use specialized software just to look at a point cloud. Say an upgrade needs to be done on an underpass, which is designed in BIM. Once constructed, the area is scanned by the surveyor to check the design against what has been built. Instead of the surveyor sending large scan and BIM files to all interested parties needing specific packages to load and view, the model is uploaded into Trimble Connect utilizing Tricept. In here, the point cloud is easily able to be viewed in a web browser, including all stations and panoramas. The BIM model is also able to be brought in and visualized against the scan data. Tricept is able to visualize the point cloud classifications, giving the ability to also turn off unwanted regions and narrow down to only the data needed for the investigation. Once this is done, an analysis can also be made by comparing the scan data against the BIM model, highlighting the differences between the two models in a heat map. Views can also be created to be able to return to that project setup at any time without needing to set up the data again, and if any further works needs to be done, a to-do can be stored against this location and assigned to relevant parties. We've only really scratched the surface of what Trimble Connect can do here. Ultimately, no matter if it's a small, single-site building set-out or a multi-stage construction project, it all leads back to having one central source of truth that data can feed into from different sources, giving you a complete view of the project. Hopefully, this highlights how it can streamline your workflows to save you time, keep your entire team connected, and your project on budget. With this covered, next up, we're going to look at the user interface in Connect in a little more detail.